coming to you from the New York Times, which I said before, the New York Times, when they're not printing straight up propaganda, which is a lot of the time, they're printing what I think the name of the New York Times should be. I think it should be called Just Noticed, because whenever they actually get something right, it usually is something that we fucking should have known for years, or most people did know for years. And then New York Times is like, just noticed. So this one, such as climate change, 2 years ago when New York Times discovered climate change, this one is goes under the just noticed category. So this is the CIA is collecting bulk data of Americans. Oh my God. This is a new article. I know right now you're thinking, oh, Lee found an article from 2005. This is a new article. CIA is collecting bulk data of Americans. Shocker. Stunning. And literally, there's two reasons that they're covering this now. One is because there's new information, but the other is because supposedly there was a time under Obama where they kind of ended the bulk data gathering. But anybody who knows anything knew that was bullshit. When Obama and some of the others were running around and being like, oh, we stopped it. There's no more bulk data collection. We were like, fucking yeah, there is. Yeah, they're not giving up their power. Are you fucking kidding me? That's not how the CIA works. So a partly declassified letter from two senators, Ron Wyden and Martin Heinrich, does not say what the data is. I don't know if that's Martin pronounced Heinrich or Heinrich. I don't know if he goes by the full German pronunciation. Martin Heinrich. But the CIA has for years been collecting in bulk without a warrant some kind of data that can affect Americans' privacy. So the reason I thought this story was important for multiple reasons, but one of them is because we should be talking about this every fucking day. This should be a story, ongoing story about Americans' data, our information, our privacy being illegally invaded every fucking day by our government, by the governments under Trump, under Biden, under Obama, under Bush, all right? Bulk surveillance of American citizens. And the only reason Clinton didn't do it is because he couldn't fucking monitor fax machines. The fucking technology wasn't there yet. Was he good? All we had was AOL accounts. And he probably was watching those. So they probably put a tracking device on every one of those AOL hour discs, the CDs, 1,000 AOL hours. And you probably put a tracking device in your computer when you stuff that in your disk drive, your DVD disk drive or whatever the fuck. For anyone out there who's like 25, just ask your grandpa what a disk drive is. But so this should be talked about endlessly. And instead, it is fucking never mentioned, never discussed in the entire presidential election with Biden and Trump. I don't think it was ever mentioned, mass surveillance of American citizens. It is not a conversation. Your mainstream media just thinks it's fine. We don't even need to mention it. I mean, the truth is, what's the real reason? Well, the real reason is because they are corporate America's fucking shills. That's why they do it. So why would they want to talk about something corporate America doesn't want to talk about? So CIA, bulk. Oh, yeah, and I want to mention the warrants. So without a warrant. Now, that sounds bad, and it is bad that they're collecting data without a warrant. However, with the warrant is barely fucking different, because if you actually look into it, the FISA court, the court that gives them the warrant to actually surveil Americans, they approved 99.9% of all warranted surveillance that the CIA or the FBI, whoever the fuck wants. So the idea that a warrant matters, yes, I want them to get a warrant, but I also want a fucking court that doesn't just rubber stamp every request for a warrant they ask, that they put forward. Like, a warrant only matters if they ever say no. A warrant only matters if you have a court that is legit. But instead, these people are all in one big clusterfuck together. They're all in bed together, all right? They're all sucking and fucking each other endlessly, okay? They've all got various pieces and limbs all stuck in each other's mouths and orifices and ears, and I won't list the others, but it's one big in-bed clusterfuck. Warrant sounds good, and it would be better. But you need to not just have a rubber stamp corp that the warrant doesn't matter. It doesn't, like, they never say no. They never say no to the warrant. So then how can a warrant matter? Okay, let's keep going for a second. The CIA kept censored the nature of the data when declassified the letter. At the same time, when it declassified the letter, at the same time, it declared the report about the same topic, which had prompted the letter. By the way, this is terrible writing. Whoever this New York Times writer is should be beaten with a heavy shovel, which had prompted the letter, must remain fully classified except for some heavily redacted recommendations. That report, called Deep Dive 2, was part of a set of studies by a watchdog board scrutinizing the intelligence community operations. And then in March 2021, the Senate Intelligence Committee received a copy of the report. The next month, 2 Democrats on the panel, Ron Wyden and Martin Heinrich of New Mexico, urged Avril Haines, the director of national intelligence, and William Burns, the CIA director, to declassify the activity and any internal rules about querying the data for information. I mean, do you understand how ridiculous this system is? Our Congress, which is our so-called elected officials that are supposed to be accountable to the people, and the people are supposed to have some sort of control in a democracy over these systems, has to go to the CIA and go, by the way, the unelected CIA, and go, can you please do us this favor? Could you unredact it, please? Could you declassify it? So who do you think is wearing the fucking pants in that situation? Who do you think's like running that things? If the Congress is to go and beg to the CIA and the CIA goes, yeah, nah, we don't feel like it. No, never mind. Don't. Yeah, no, we urge you. Yeah, no, we don't. That's not a thing we enjoy doing, telling you what we're up to. So, nah. Don't think so. Complaining that the CIA had not told the Intelligence Committee about the activity before, the senator suggested that its hidden existence cut against Americans' understanding that various pieces of legislation enacted in recent years, quote, limit and in some cases prohibit the warrantless collection of Americans' records. Complaining the CIA had not, I'm telling you, this guy's the worst writer who's ever lived, had not told the intelligence about the activity before, the senator suggested that its hidden existence cut against Americans' understanding. Well, yeah, the whole point of the CIA is that they don't want Americans to understand what the fuck they're up to. That's their bread and butter. They have that sewn into their underwear. Make sure America doesn't understand you. Yeah, I mean, so you have, and I mean, this is so sad on so many levels. You have 2 Congress people that even begin to give a fuck about this, because most Congress people are so thoroughly 100% bought up that they would never even bring up a topic like this. But then you have these 2 guys, Ron Wyden, occasionally seems to maybe care about 1 or 2 things that matter, and Heinrich, who I know nothing about, and they say, hey, CIA, this isn't fair. It makes America not understand the legislation and not understand what's going on by not telling us this. And the CIA goes, oh, what? I can't hear. I'm sorry. My phone's breaking up. We're not on a phone. We're talking in person. But I can't hear, though. The phone is bad reception. I gotta go. Sorry. I gotta go. There's a black site in Pakistan where I need to go taser a guy's nuts. So I'm sorry. I gotta run. But there was one particular paragraph that I wanted to read to y'all. In 2015, Congress banned bulk collection of telecommunications metadata under the Patriot Act. So that's what I was saying, that under Obama, they said, oh, it's been banned. But CIA didn't stop. CIA don't care. CIA don't give a fuck. CIA is not accountable to anybody or anything at all. In 2015, Congress banned bulk collection of telecommunications metadata under the Patriot Act and limited other types of bulk collection by the FBI under laws governing domestic activities like the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, or FISA. That's the court that issues the warrants. Yet, the CIA has secretly conducted its own bulk program. Under Executive Order 12333, the senators wrote, it has done so entirely outside of the statutory framework that Congress and the public believe govern this collection, and without any of the judicial, congressional, or even executive branch oversight that comes with the FISA collection, the letter continued. This basic fact has been kept from the public and from Congress. Do you follow that? Do you follow that fucking paragraph? The title of this fucking New York Times article should be CIA out of goddamn control and accountable to no one. And of course my camera cuts off right then. All right, we're back, which means I have to yell that line again. The title of this article should have been CIA out of control. CIA not accountable to anyone. CIA do whatever the fuck it want. That should have been the top one of those. I'll let you pick any of those three, New York Times, any of those three. Make those the title of your goddamn article. CIA no care what you think. CIA own you. CIA owns all your bases. Okay? Like, that paragraph alone doesn't even matter what it's talking about. The details of the poorly written details of 1233 executive that don't even matter. All that matters is this paragraph. The CIA has conducted its own bulk data surveillance despite the so-called Patriot Act bill that ended bulk surveillance. Despite the changes to the Patriot Act that ended the bulk surveillance, it has done so entirely outside the statutory framework that Congress and the public believe, keyword, govern this collection, and without any of the judicial, congressional, or executive branch oversight. That paragraph says the CIA is accountable to no one. They do their bulk surveillance of American citizens. They don't care whether Congress looks into it. They won't find anything because it's all classified. They don't care whether Congress passes something saying it won't go on anymore. They don't care whether the executive, the president, tries to stop it. CIA do what it want. CIA don't give a fuck. That's what that paragraph says. And honestly, not only is it again, this goes back to what I was saying earlier about false realities. We live in a false reality where they told us they were done with bulk surveillance. That was the fake reality they pushed us under Obama after Snowden came out. So basically, Snowden reveals the bulk surveillance, which should have been illegal to begin with. And then Congress and Obama realized they got to do something. So they alter the Patriot Act to decrease or end bulk surveillance. And now we see from the CIA, from the New York Times, reporting what Ron Wyden and Heinrich said, that the CIA has been doing it anyway. Outside of a statutory framework, outside of the purview, the fucking approval of Congress, the executive, or the judicial system. And again, our system is so bought off that I'm sure the CIA can get whatever they want, but they don't even need to ask. They don't even have to answer to the bought off Congress, the bought off president, or the bought off courts. They do whatever the fuck they want. That's what that article says. And the New York Times will write one little article. Hey, one little article. Who knows what section that was in? I don't think it was on the front page. One little article deep in the newspaper will say, hey, CIA, do whatever the fuck it wants. Doesn't listen to Congress, president, anyone. Monitoring American citizens without their approval or warrant. Just letting you know. And they probably won't report on it again for a year till Ron Wyden says something else and they give a little reminder article. And that'll be it. Run away, fucking intelligence agency. All right, guys. That is the end of Moment of Clarity. But yeah, radindiemedia.com. If you aren't signed up for the emails there, please do so. All right, folks. Thanks a lot. I combined thanks again with thanks a lot, and it became thanks a got, which thanks a got. Thanks again a lot. Thanks a got. Keep fighting.